Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, Magic Mark states the gents are now the news and asks for their reports. Weensy Wade gets his points purloined, gets mucky about Medusa, describes hard blows, and misplaces France. Blooded Bob is saddened by his board, goes into cataloguing porn, and advises a VPN to indulge. From sucking chickens to rat reefers. Yes! It's time for more broken news. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Good 12:01 a.m. to all of you loyalist of listeners and viewers out there who waited until this episode releases, which for some reason releases at midnight. That's not our choice. That is a...
Oh, that was an interesting bleep you just said.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, we're starting off the episode with censorship, and oh boy, are we gonna keep that up. So welcome to Distractible. If you were up late and you didn't know what you were doing with your life and you just happened to stumble upon this as opposed to a deep rabbit hole of other types of videos that you could probably go down, because we're back on YouTube as well. Welcome to Distractible. This is our show where we take turns hosting to give these guys an entertaining adventure. Wait, give them torture. Give you an entertaining adventure. I'm your host. My name is Mark Blair, very famous Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber. Not in...
Hey, me either, dude.
I think I gotta bleep that out too.
Just a big, long
Anyway, yeah.
You want to tell us how your movie ends real quick? We could bleep that out.
No.
Don't you aim your scoped dagger at me.
I wish I could, Scary Movie 3, and a shotgun shell just pops out there. Oh, man.
Inventors out there, make it happen.
Well, you hunters?
Inventors?
Oh, I thought you said hunters. You sure you didn't say hunters?
I guess hunter inventors?
I heard hunters.
Pretty sure I said inventors out there. Roll it back. Inventors out there.
All right. I'm really rationing out this paper.
I feel like I'm in a fever dream right now.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know. You guys were just having two separate conversations with yourselves. And I was just in the middle, like, unsure which one to engage with, but like neither of them was directed at me. So I wasn't really supposed to engage with either. My brain was just like, do we not listen? Is this rude? Are we eavesdropping?
I'm going to give you a politeness point because that was great.
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir.
What's that from?
It's Samwise when Ganondorf pulls him out from being hiding under the window there.
Oh, it's Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah. All right. Fair. Very fair. Extremely fair. These guys are Bob and Wade. They are going to be participating in my adventure today, but introduce yourselves first.
Hi, this is Bob.
Hi, I'm Wade. I'm bald. That's the only thing about me.
Bob, how about you? Any interesting facts about you?
Yeah, I'm Bob. I have a weird thing on my counter behind me that looks like a grenade with a sexy leg up in a triangular pose.
What's happening? This?
I have been staring at it all day.
Leg up in a sexy pose?
This is Lixian.
The slightly blurry visual I've had of the tiny square, I swear to you, the entire day, I've been wondering if that's a grenade with a sexy leg.
You know what? I'm just going to leave it in grenade pose, I guess.
I don't, it doesn't look as much grenade-y now, but it looked very grenade-y with like a big, nice leg.
I just can't imagine a world where a gray stuffed figure like that looks like a grenade, but
welcome to the world of my mind.
It sounds scary. I don't like it.
I'm Bob.
Hi, Bob. I'm bald.
All right, so I'm confused as to who's who because the scoring is going to get real weird here.
As Wade, I would just like to say that you should give all of Wade's points to Bob.
Okay, hold on a second. You're Wade. I got all Wade's points to Bob.
Wade says give all of Wade's points to Bob.
Wade agrees with Bob.
Yeah, Wade agrees with Wade.
But he's Wade. You're Bob.
We're Wade.
We are Wade. We are Wade.
Anyway, I'm not awarding any points for that until we clear that up. But before we clear it up, clear up your lives.
What's wrong with them?
Clear them up.
I have a new thing. Have you ever waited years for something and just thought it was going to be just really exciting and then been just so thoroughly whelmed by it, you're unsure how you actually feel about the thing? This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I've been waiting for this keyboard. I ordered this, I think, in 2022. It feels like it's been for fucking ever. This is a keyboard by a company called Work Louder, not sponsored, not affiliated. And when I ordered it, I was like, oh my God, that looks awesome. It's good. It has everything I want. It looks cool as fuck. It has its own operating system. It has its own little Tamagotchi creature that lives on a screen on the side of the board. It's not bad, but it's also not good. And I feel really sad. Like, I'm not mad at it. It works fine, mostly as advertised. It's got a different key spacing, and so I've had to like relearn how to type on it, but I like it, kind of. Anyway, I don't know. It's very confusing. This is my main keyboard that I use on my main computer most of the time. It just makes me sad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm whelmed alongside you.
It's very whelming.
Wait, who do I give this to? Oh, God.
Wade's points go to Bob.
Okay, all right, I got that. That's really sad. I was going to make a zinger about, the Cybertruck or something, or people still waiting for the Tesla Roadster, which was promised like fucking 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's coming.
And people put deposits down for.
They're just hoping that people forgot at this point. That was so long ago.
Knights of the Old Republic remake. Someone was working on it. Star Wars or Disney shut it down. And like, we're making our own. Still waiting on that. Apparently, there was a Grand Theft Auto thing where someone had remade Vice City, which I think was Miami. They had remade like Miami in one of the games, and then as a mod. Apparently, that was recently just like out of nowhere shut down and disappeared. A lot of disappointing things going on. Apparently.
Oh man, it can't be that disappointing.
Pretty disappointing. However, you know what's not? I talked to Piano Man Dan yesterday.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while. We chatted out. He was streaming, playing some music. That boy plays the saxophone now.
What?
I got him to do the Careless Whisper saxophone. It was beautiful.
I bet that's never come up, streaming on Twitch playing saxophone.
Probably not, but I got there. No, people wanted Sax Man, which I think is the...
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what people usually ask for with that. So I felt pretty original.
Did anyone request yakety sax? Because that's what I would like to hear.
Not while I was there, but I did hop into a call with him, and I asked him an important question. Medusa, right? Head, snake hair. Does the carpet match the drapes? And if it does, armpit hair, toe hair, is it all snakes?
Has Dan slept with Medusa? Is this a thing he knows?
Yeah. Why does Dan have insight on this?
Well, he didn't, but he was like really nice and innocent. He was avoiding saying words. He was like, I'm not going to say curse words. I'm not even going to say the word boobies. And so I hopped in a call. And of course, the first thing I had to do was try to corrupt the poor guy. So I asked him this question.
Okay, well, I'm sure that guy's actually secretly corrupted beyond all of our imaginations. So I don't think you need to do anything about that.
Probably. But it felt good to pose the question.
Yeah, did you know he wrote the theme music for a porn website?
I forgot about that. That's true.
That's still one of the best stories of all time. I love that so much.
What?
You know that story, Mark?
No.
I think it was while we were on tour, Dan, he told the story, and it was like you were busy because you were always busy doing shit. You were doing sound check or something with your guitar, and we were all just sitting around. And I don't think this is secret or private anymore, but maybe this will be a very long bleep. Anyway, Dan told the story about he writes music, right? And he licenses it as like royalty free music, which on sites where you can like you buy a license and use it in your YouTube video or whatever. Mm-hmm. And apparently one of the things he wrote was like this really cool like drum beat kind of thing, like really cool. And a website had purchased a license to use it once. They purchased like a cheap license for it, and then they used it for their main like title sequence. And this website was a porn website. So it was a website with thousands of videos where at the beginning of each video was like 15 seconds of like the sweettitties.com and then Dan's music just be like doom, 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 doom. And apparently he didn't know this. And he discovered at some point that they had bought the incorrect license and used this song like thousands of times. And he had to go through and document each video in which his music was used, because he had to make like a spreadsheet of like, here's what you've used, here's what you paid me for, that you owe me for all of these other uses, or otherwise you're violating my copyright, right? So you're stealing this. Because he was like, they would owe me a lot of money. They used my song a ton, and I'm just trying to get them to pay for their usage. So Dan watched and categorized into a spreadsheet thousands of porn videos.
It's the most brilliant way to get away with watching porn of all time.
It's so funny because if you know him, it's like Wade described, right? He's like the purest soul you've ever met. And even telling the story, he was like so embarrassed. And we were just like, Dan, this is the funniest fucking thing that's ever happened. That's amazing. And he's like, it's not amazing. I don't like it. So fucking funny. But anyway, I just remember for the long time afterwards, I would just randomly be like, doom, 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 smack, doom, doom, because it was like a drum beat, and it had like hits, and on every hit was like a boobs, and just so it was just God, I don't even remember the website's name because I'm sure they're still out there somewhere where you could. It's very Dan, love you, and I hope that those porn people paid you your money.
Shout out to you, Dan. Music is Code. Music is Code is his Twitch handle.
Guess who gets the segue point?
Probably me, Wade.
Yeah, you get the porn segue, whoever you are.
Wade, you give all my points to Bob.
Okay. I'm not going to change anything on this list then.
I don't even know how to argue this anymore, man. I feel like this is just the 2025 I'm just riding the wave.
Basically, today's episode is going to be catching up on current events. Occasionally, in the wide world, there are events that occur in our lives, and it's our job as the #1 news station and reporting truth and facts to make sure that people get an unbiased opinion of everything that's going on in the world.
Porn was the segue?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just want to make sure.
VPN signups skyrocket in face of porn bans in specifically red states. If you didn't know, the hypocrisy abound. Porn very bad, but the states that are banning it are seeing unprecedented levels of VPNs accessing porn to this day. Discuss.
Apparently, it's gone beyond people now.
What?
It's gone into like air and water bending because we have the Red Sea and blue sky. It's getting crazy out there. Not just red and blue states.
Whoa.
Did I just miss 5 minutes of conversation, or
back to you in the studio, Bob?
Well,
how are you gonna throw it back to yourself in the studio?
I met Wade.
Oh, thanks, Bob. I, George Wade Barnes, just want to come out staunchly in favor of porn bans, but also staunchly in favor of VPNs. I'm fascinated by this because it's just an outright ban. It's not like you have to be 18 years old.
No, I think it's an ID ban or something like that.
I understand the notion. I understand that there are people who think that porn is like a social ill. I don't agree with it, but people think that, and I get the idea. But the mechanics of requiring someone to, one, generally verify their age online at all, which is just inviting underage people to verify their age to an online system of unknown levels and types of security and safety, is fucking wild to me that that's a thing that's even allowed to happen. But two, how much money are we spending? How much money are they spending on let's build a whole infrastructure, let's build a whole website or whatever, let's force all these other websites to use it, let's spend all this money on the IT and back end for a thing where it's like you have to upload pictures of your state or federal ID card. It's a lot of effort to go through for a thing that can be circumvented by like $5 a month VPN subscription. Or free. Some VPNs are free.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way they're doing it is they're putting all the onus on the porn companies. So when you're watching porn, ads pop up on each boob and you have to pay to remove the ads or keep clicking the X repeatedly because they just fire like machine guns now to make up for this cost. I might have made this up.
Sounds true enough to me.
Back to we in the studio, Mark.
Okay. Yeah, thanks guys for your hard-hitting reporting. The reason I bring it up is because for most of our lives and most of our time on the internet, there has been this idea of internet anonymity, right? So you can be on the internet and you can just be whoever, anonymous. You're not known. That's not just the group. It's just like literally there's a very difficult way to actually tell who is who. And nowadays it's even harder with bots and whatnot and foreign spies.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely happening.
Waiting to see if either of you were one, but it's.
I'm not, which is not a thing a foreign spy would say.
We'll never tell.
They can't lie. It's like the cops. They have to tell you.
The one weakness, the Achilles heel of spies. Are you a spy? Yeah, you got me.
Oh, come on. That's not the game we're playing. Come on.
Even if anonymity ends on the internet and everyone has like everyone knows who everyone is, I don't think that's going to make it in any friendlier place, because Facebook, people would have names associated to their accounts and faces, and they're the meanest sons of bitches on the internet. Those guys love fighting. Then next is Twitter, of course, but that's a whole other story. What would you feel like if internet anonymity died?
As a purely philosophical experiment, having a system by which you could no longer remain anonymous on the internet might do some good. I think you still struggle with the issue of it doesn't feel real, even if you're not anonymous. I think people, like you said on Facebook, people with their picture and their real name right there will still just say outlandish shit or be horrible to each other. It's because it still doesn't feel real. People will just type things like it's not the same as saying it to someone's face. But not being able to get away from shit, especially people who go to like dark corners of the internet to say, things that are illegal or talk about doing things that are illegal or dangerous, or I think that might do some good. But the reality of that would basically mean that you would essentially have like a count number or something that you'd have some token that represents your online identity, right? Which would just mean that every company and all of the government agencies would know exactly what you do everywhere online. The practicality of that is the part where it completely falls apart for me. I don't do anything online that if the public found out somehow, I would be ashamed of or would be illegal. I'm not like ordering heroin off of the Silk Road or whatever. Not worried about it.
You know about the Silk Road?
I don't want them all to know that. I don't want the advertisers to be able to target specifically based on what individual things I click on or hover over. That level of data mining, I have no faith it would be secure from anyone. And that would be terrible for people on the internet.
In the similar vein, there's a darker idea that if they knew who you were and what you were watching, they would be able to determine people that might be gay but not out in the open. Gay. I said that terribly. I said that horribly. But
sure,
it would allow government institutions or companies to identify people's sexual orientation based on what they watch. And, that by itself isn't bad, but depending on the people who have that information and have certain opinions about others' sexual orientation or otherwise, could be very extremely excessively bad. So like the bad sides are pretty bad. The good sides are limited. Wade, in the field, how you feeling that hurricane?
It's real blowy. It's real bad. Thankfully, it's all straight out here. There's none of that gay wind blowing around. Not sure what transition you wanted with the hurricane, but it's the one you get.
That is one hell of a data point for them to suss out on your personal internet record. I'll tell you what. The personality analysis algorithms are going to be confused.
We did say there's none of the gay wind. I don't know how do we interpret this. Do we get them? Do we not get them? I don't know.
Why is it Oscar the Grouch? Why are you a Muppet character?
Oh my god.
I say we get him.
Oh, Elmo needs to know his next move. Elmo needs to know right now.
Back to you in the studio.
Good. Well, great reporting. That's why you won those awards. Next up on the docket, in other news, Progresso soup drops. Company offers chicken noodle hard candy. Quote, soup you can suck on. How is this going to change your soup enjoying day?
Whoa, okay, that's for a second I thought that was going in a different direction.
Nope.
Oh, Is it sweet at all?
This is probably a hoax or made up bullshit, but I have a picture here that you'd probably hate to see.
The worst part isn't even that there's candy. You should avoid the chunky at all costs.
Soup you can suck on.
And they're keeping track of who's sucking. They know who the suckers are and who the blowers are.
Yeah. Out to you in the where are you? Whoever you are.
Not me this time. I'm in studio.
I can't tell if this is real or not, though. I'm finding things that don't look like jokes about this.
Really? Oh, no.
If you go to ProgressoSoupDrops.com, which seems to be actually affiliated with Progresso, maybe. Oh, it says they're sold out.
A New York Post has an article calling them nasty as hell.
Oh, my God.
It says we're super sorry, but don't stew. Go check back next Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern. That can't be real.
Apparently real.
Out in the field, I'm hearing rumors that this may in fact be real.
Wow, that's tragedy. Wade in the studio, or wherever you are, how are you feeling about this?
After trying one of the hard candies, I can tell you I've been intentionally trying to get COVID ever since. I never want to taste again. Back to you. This might be my last episode.
Oh, geez. All right, you heard it here first. That's the hard-hitting reporting from Bob. Man, Bob, this might be your best performance yet.
I am killing it out here.
Oh, man.
It seems real.
It seems real, unfortunately. It really does. Someone said, isn't that just bouillon? Which is a good point, because you could suck on a bouillon cube.
No, but bouillon is like gross and melty. Like it turns into like gritty. If it's not in enough liquid to dissolve properly, I haven't actually done this, but I assume from the texture, it dissolves quickly. It's not like hard candy texture. You have a Jolly Rancher or something, it doesn't go away, right? When you take a bite of soup, you're like, taste it, goes away. And maybe you have a soup aftertaste. This is like you have a mouthful of soup you can't swallow.
And it's not warm or refreshing like soup.
No, it's like tepid soup. Ugh.
Do you think it's like Starburst or something where they're going to have like, oh, I've got chicken noodle soup.
Gushers.
I've got broccoli cheddar. I've got mystery flavor.
It's got a little soup in the middle and it explodes when you chew
God,
it.
The liquid middle.
God. God. How many licks does it take to get the center of a Progresso Pop?
One.
Yeah.
Watch them actually be the most delicious thing of all time, and we're all wrong.
I cannot imagine how this tastes. I have no concept of this is actually good or something. I will say I've been scanning over articles by like people like Food Network articles and people who taste test things, and that's their job. And none of the articles has anywhere in it, and I ate it and it tasted really good. All the articles are just like, Progresso says it tastes just like soup. And that's it. So I don't know if that means they couldn't get them or that they tried it and they were like, oof, let's leave the review out of it. We don't want to make Progresso angry at us.
I will say though, like at least the hard candy variety, something about it being chewy or like gum would be worse in my brain than a hard candy.
It's like the shape of a piece of chicken, but it like doesn't, it's like chewy.
You just keep chewing it.
I feel like I'm going through the 5 stages of discovering a new food thing that I hate because I'm in my head, I'm like, yeah, I should try it. I should check back next Thursday.
For everyone listening to this, it's a different Thursday. You'll never get it right.
Yeah, we're way in the future. You don't even know.
You'll actually know you have psychic powers if you get a weird feeling on Thursday at 9 a.m. that you need to do something, but you don't know what. You'll know.
You want soup, but also it's wrong. You'll know.
All right, moving on. Champagne sales sinking dramatically, because apparently nobody wants to celebrate anything. Weirdly enough, like there are many things that are like happiness indexes in the world. I've never considered champagne sales as an indicator of happiness, given that it's an inversely related to it.
Do you think land in Champagne, Italy is like really cheap right now too? Should we invest?
I'm sorry, where's Champagne located?
Italy. France. I meant France, is what I meant.
Wade's live from Champagne, Italy. How's that there?
This is where we stop the grapes.
Hey guys, there's a sign here, but no buildings. There's no bottling whatsoever, no champagne, just this sign behind me that says, "Welcome to Champagne, Italy."
These lazy Italians here just can't get off their ass to produce more champagne.
There is some graffiti on the sign that says, "Forget about it."
I was gonna laugh, but the yawn intercepted it. I'm so sorry. I was honestly gonna laugh. Forget about it. Very, very funny. Very funny.
Bob, thoughts?
Like, not that I don't empathize with the notion that there is less and less people might be excited about to celebrate in general in the world, the way things have gone and are going. But I also wonder if this is generational, because I feel like for me, my thought is definitely like, oh, it's New Year's. We should make sure we have champagne. Or, oh, it's like, it's my birthday party. We should make sure we have champagne for everybody. We'll do a toast. But I wonder if that's like generations younger than us are moving away from an interest in that, because I don't know. It just seems kind of played out. Like, I feel like that's one of those things where, you know, stuff comes and goes, and champagne has kind of had its moment. And so now it's like people are just like, just cheers, whatever, drink what you like, you know? Why do you have to drink champagne? I'd rather have a whatever, Manhattan. I'll just
That makes sense.
I'll just do a cheers with whatever I am drinking.
That's true. I usually have to do cheers with a bottle of water.
I'm back. Hello. Is
Oh,
thing on?
yes. Yep.
Hey,
What?
I'm coming to you from about 90 miles east of Paris in Champagne, France. Just arrived, and I gotta tell you, spirits down here are way down, and I don't just mean because of the alcohol. What I mean is people are drinking Heinekens, they're crying, they're selling their land. No one's popping bottles, everyone's smashing them. The scene is tragic.
Is Heineken a sad beer?
Is Heineken a French beer?
It is in Champagne, Bob. Wade, you.
I mean, they definitely have Heineken in France. That's like it's kind of an everywhere beer, but
Kind of just picked one that I saw.
All right, thank you. That's our award-winning reporter in the field, Bob Meiskens. He's up for a Pulitzer, which I think is about writing and not...
a Pulitzer.
Pulitzer? Hardly even Nulitzer.
No points for that. Okay, speaking of celebrating and or not celebrating, TikTok. It's Schrodinger's talk at the moment. We don't know if it's alive or dead.
The 180 on TikTok has been such a fascinating social experiment. In the 36 hours leading up to TikTok going dark, it like went offline early, right? Like it was supposed to be at midnight on the night of like the 19th or something or whatever. And it went offline at like 11, and it just had a message popped up that was like, sorry. The 180 is crazy. In the 36 hours leading up to it, people were like, this is our land. We claim this app. I will never leave TikTok. I will die here. And if TikTok goes away, I go away. But and then like it was gone for like less than 24 hours. It's like 18 hours or something. It came back on, and everyone looked at it for a second and was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't love this. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you? What is this? And to be fair, there are some pretty staggering differences for how short it was offline. And there's definitely some stuff that stands out, including a very weirdly sweet thank you note to Trump, who was not yet president when it happened, for saving TikTok and all that. But like the 180 was so hard, from like TikTok is my soul to, oh, TikTok is the enemy now. It's like not hard to understand, but really interesting to see everybody just turns back on, and it's like, fuck.
It is fascinating because when it was announced that it might be banned for realsies, you saw a ton of people on TikTok jumping ship and going to an app called Red Note. Have you heard of that?
Yes, isn't it? It's a Chinese app. That's basically a TikTok clone. It wasn't in English, and still like large parts of it are not in English because it's not for us. It's for like people in that market who all speak Mandarin or whatever language it's in. I looked at it. I downloaded Red Note. I thought about it. I decided to stay with my TikTok spy instead of getting a new Red Note spy. That's where I'm at right now.
I see. Wade, out in the field, been interviewing Gen Zers all day long. What are their thoughts? What are your feelings?
Well, I'm coming to you live from TikTok HQ, which is located here in Beijing, Singapore, and Los Angeles, somehow all at once. It's been mad out here. TikTok was feeling very blue, but now they've got red in their eyes. Red banners have been coming down all day. Gen Zers were saying, bring it back, bring it, take it back, back. It's been a wild time out here. Red note going blue, TikTok going red. Back to you, wherever you are.
All right, thank you. Incredible reporting from Bob Meiskins in the field, able to traverse the time and space to be in all those headquarters. I had other thoughts. I don't remember them.
This is old news now, but can I just say that the CEO of TikTok sitting in front of the congressional panel and repeatedly just going, Senator, I'm from Singapore. And the guy's just being like, okay, but are you Chinese? And he'd be like, I am from Singapore. But are you also Chinese? Singapore is not China. I am Singaporean. Is that Chinese in nature? It's like, what the hell is this conversation?
I hope the same senator that asked Mark Zuckerberg if he could help fix their internet was there like, I understand you're from Singapore, but my constituents need better internet. Can you help them?
Might have been the same guy for all I know.
It probably. It's a fascinating exchange of one man desperately trying to explain one piece of information and a panel of idiots asking the same question repeatedly, not understanding.
Are you American, Chinese, or Russian? I'm from Singapore. That's not what I asked.
Sounds pretty Russian to me.
In other news, not political, probably. Rats get a taste for drugs in Houston police evidence room.
Ooh.
Yes, apparently. I don't know if this is a Ratatouille situation where they're piloting police into the evidence room and then making them stuff drugs into their hats, or if they're actually breaking in. I haven't read the article. I'm just reading the title. Thoughts?
Sounds like some cool rats to me.
Holy shit.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it. I take it back. Rats could never be cool. I would never think that. That sounds terrible. What? Holy shit. What's happening?
I actually opened the article and I was just like, holy shit. Police department officials lament, quote, systemic problems and say rats, quote, enjoying 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage. I have two questions. How many rats were there? Why do they have 400,000 pounds of marijuana?
I don't know. Personally, I've never been in an evidence room or whatever, but like I have a general notion about this sort of thing. It does not surprise me that an evidence room at a police station or whatever, the evidence lockers would be the kind of place where you would also potentially have rats, because like it's storage, right? It's like guns and stuff, but also it's mostly like paperwork and pictures and not terribly interesting things, but important pieces that might need to be used at trial or whatever, right? So it's just like storage with a very high level of security.
Padlock.
Why do police departments store huge amounts of drugs? Marijuana is different because it is legal now to like have that, but I don't think it's legal to import it illegally or to have 400,000 pounds of it or however many pounds a person might have and traffic it and then be like, wait, and then start doing it legally. I think those are illegal drugs. Why don't they destroy them? I feel like the cops are just like, well, we'll just hold on to it. We're not gonna, it's illegal, right? But we'll just hold on to this because it's pretty valuable.
I'm trying to contextualize this because even I can't wrap my head around how many like bricks of marijuana it probably is. Because, you know, they probably wrap it in like the standard drug duct tape, like brick, right? And it's usually a kilogram, right? I think that's usually what it is because it's leaves.
Yeah, they go kilograms to pounds.
Okay. So this is a 400,000 pounds is 181,000 kilograms. If they were on pallets, and so that's 181,000 1 kilogram bricks of marijuana. You can fit, and I did cereal boxes because it's the only thing that I could think would actually have evidence of how many would fit on a pallet given a cereal box is like probably roughly similar dimensions.
It's gotta be close.
You can fit about 100 cereal boxes on a pallet.
What?
No, more. That can't be right. Wait, no.
That can't be right.
Wait, no, 6. All right, 6 by 12 by 4 is the box, right? And you got a 48 by 40 pallet. You can fit, auto-assigning it, load height, you do 10 layers of it. Yeah, that looks good.
1 kilogram has dimensions of 8.5 inches by 11 inches by 2.5 inches, if that helps.
The mark was close.
240 packages per pallet of that size, which is about as much as a brick. 181,000, let me bust out my calculator. 181,000 divided by 240. That's 754 standard pallets of marijuana.
It's a big fucking evidence room they got down there. What the hell?
These pallets stacked end to end would be 3,000 feet long, almost 2/3 of a mile.
Is this the same police force that ordered 300 machine guns or whatever it was?
No, that was a small police department.
Yeah, it's those guys. It's 3 guys. One of them likes the guns, and one of them likes the giant warehouse full of marijuana.
Like, we need a parking garage that's like 18 stories. Aren't there only like 6 of you? Trust me, we need this.
And they're casually being like, yeah, the rats are enjoying it. I was so distracted by that I couldn't.
I mean, I have no idea if that's a common thing. I know police departments in general, like you confiscate, when you make a bust, you confiscate whatever, confiscate the drugs or the guns or whatever illegal stuff. Why would that not be destroyed? Maybe the case is ongoing and it's required. I feel like you take a picture and you be like, yep, that's all was on them. See this picture of them standing next to it. And then we destroyed it because it's illegal. This didn't actually happen to me, but I'm going to pretend it did. Like when I was a kid and my dad came into my room and looked under my bed and he found the Playboy that I got the older kid to buy for me from the gas station, and he was like, you're too young for this, but he didn't throw it away. And he was like, I'm just going to put this away in my nightstand and you don't look at it. Okay. You're too young. It's like, but you're not getting rid of that. That feels similar to me. But that's not a thing the police are supposed to do. I'm pretty sure it's illegal for them to do anything with the drugs other than continue to confiscate it.
That's why they fed it to the rats.
Anyway, out to you, Bob Wade, live reporting out in the field. What's the story?
Bad news coming to you to let you know that Gusto's is shutting down after Remy and all of the fellow rats have been high as fuck all week. Unfortunately, he's not been showing up for work. No cooking is getting done. The quality has dropped dramatically. And now Mr. Gusto is shutting things down. Auguste shutting it down.
You were so close, but he was dead before that movie even takes place.
Well, his son is Junior.
What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Gusto.
That's his last name.
Junior.
That's not his last name at all.
Yeah, well, that would be his last name because he takes it on later.
Timothy Gusto. September Gusto.
I'm sorry. The answer we were looking for is Alfredo Linguini.
He's correct.
Oh, he's long been dead. The rats got the munchies. There was no cheese to be found, so they ate Linguini right away.
Remy sitting on top of a desiccated skeleton, just like, come on, man. Come on.
Only the hair remained. Nasty scene. Nasty scene.
All right, we're closing up on our news today. Judge sentences woman for setting fire to a Springfield home using Takis tortilla chips.
Dude, not Takis in particular, but like corn tortilla chip type things in general, like Doritos and stuff. Excellent fire starting.
Are they?
They're like very thin and crispy, but they're covered in like greasy, flammable. If you're desperate to start a fire and you have everything except like a fire starter, if you take like a handful of like Doritos, put that and then put your tinder on top of it, very flammable. And I don't know for sure that Takis are, but I'm assuming because it's the same kind of thing. It's very, very good fire starting stuff.
Fascinating. I did not know that. All right. Well, Wade is applauding the arsonist. I believe that's what Wade's doing there.
Wade is on the side of arsonists. Yes.
Wade, Bob, out in the field.
This just in. There's been an arrest. A rat in California broke into a precinct that was holding some illegally imported Takis, apparently running around all of Los Angeles, spreading the very flammable Takis, causing mass destruction and mayhem. Don't forget, my name is Bob, and I'm reporting on the cause. Clearly, it's talking. Back to you.
Well, that is hard-hitting reporter Bob out in the field, always getting the truth and the scoop of the truth. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
I just surprised that the mice that were all high off their asses didn't just eat all the Takis. Who knows what their motivation was?
Too spicy, turns out.
You have a first-hand account of that? Do you have someone to corroborate that evidence?
I've been shitting flames all morning.
All right, fair enough. All right, I'm out of news articles. We got to fill time. Bad time for the end of the episode, or people will be very mad if we ended early.
I think a couple might be mad anyway.
It's out in the field there. Wherever that field is you're in, get out. That field is not good. You gotta leave.
Did you get all of this information from the same field? Because I feel like that's potentially a problem for the the veracity of it.
Very different fields. One was in Italy, one was in France, one was Singapore, Beijing, and LA all at once. I did reuse the same field for the other LA report.
I'm really sad that you didn't say Italy, France, underpants. But
Unfortunately, Bob, missed that one. You wouldn't have, though.
Oh, I do have one more article. This is the most breaking news. This appeared just an hour ago. Elon Musk. Are you ready?
Can't wait to see where this one goes.
Appears to admit he's guilty of cheating in gaming scandal. This might be the worst thing he's ever done in the last hour.
My heart goes out to him. I can't believe this has come out.
Well,
if he had just admitted to boosting in the first place, no one would have given a shit, but trying to claim it was his own work, very unfortunate. Coming to you from one of the tier 15 maps in Paths of Exile where I've been dead for the last hour after not knowing how to play.
all right.
where did this come from? I don't
know. There's an article on fortune.com.
I love their stuff.
And it's Elon Musk let slip he may have secretly had help in what critics say is the biggest gaming fraud in history. This is obviously the most important takeaway from Elon Musk's recent activities.
Well, we all know Path of Exile is a very competitive game with real stakes. It's the #1 esport right now with all of its competitive nature and only cooperative play. So I could see how it could be the biggest. It's like kind of like when you fake beating the world records in like Pac-Man and such. Boosting in Path of Exile 2, worse than murder.
That's true. Probably. Bob, Wade.
I'm just catching up on the lore. I didn't realize this news had broken, and it's fascinating.
I'm coming to you live, shackled in Elon's basement, and I can tell you he's been throwing a tantrum all day.
I just want to say, if that's really what you said is really the headline, not the headline, but the biggest fraud in gaming, Billy Mitchell is sitting at his home right now, absolutely seething. I don't know if you guys know who Billy Mitchell is.
He cheated to have the #1 cheating scandal.
I know.
He got cheated out.
Oh, man. And watch listeners, if you don't know who Billy Mitchell is, there are plenty of videos online talking about his exploits and his legal proceedings. And man, has that guy gone to great lengths to ensure that he did indeed have the biggest scandal ever in gaming, unsated by a guy who doesn't even know how to play Diablo 4.
Not anymore. Elon Musk has been jumping with a full 6-inch vertical and one arm flailing about wildly all day.
Well, not wildly. One arm flailing very specifically.
Oh, you're also here.
Really calculated angle, honestly.
I can't believe I missed this. This is definitely high octane stuff coming out about a guy who, as far as I know, doesn't have much else going on.
Yeah, it appears nothing else going on, actually, because I'm not sure what his day-to-day is, but it's definitely not gaming or doing anything of value.
I don't know how he has time to cheat in Path of Exile with all the X's he posts, or all the...
You mean all of his tweets on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's still Twitter.
Sorry, from his basement, I was trying to say the right thing. I'm quite terrified right now.
No, don't worry. Everyone knows. It's Twitter. He tweets on Twitter.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, it's Twitter, but honestly, like, I wasn't posting much on it before, but yeah, just like Twitter has just become truly a cesspool and an unpleasant place to be, which I don't know why people would stay in a place that is unpleasant to be, but my goodness, that is an unpleasant place to be.
There's a lot of people who do use that site regularly and tweet or post or whatever and are contributing to like the terrible vitriolic part of it. Do they get enjoyment out of that? I mean, I guess they're on the attack, getting their gripes out.
They're winning.
They must enjoy something about it. Hard to imagine what.
I believe it's the Takis, because they've got some spicy takes.
All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. That has been your world events update, everyone. Hope you paid attention because this will be our award-winning episode. I believe that we're going to get some accolades for this. Headlines will be written about this episode. I guarantee you.
I feel like my 2028 bid for the presidency might have taken a hit today.
Actually, no, nothing but boosts. Your poll numbers are through the roof.
Oh, I meant a hit of marijuana. I somehow came across these pallets.
They kind of overflowed out this building door. I don't know where this is in Houston, but hey, it just keeps going.
Rats each running around carrying a brick of their own.
All right, I'm going to calculate up the points. I have no idea who's who or what's what.
I think we're both Bob.
I'm going to discredit any ability for you guys to say who is the other and any rules declarative of who assigns points to the other. That's only my job, and I'm going to do it.
About time.
In no particular order. Wade.
Yes.
The real Wade. The real Wade.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
I don't know if that's me anymore.
You got points for Medusa Pube.
That's where we started. Sorry, you have a Medusa pube in your mouth, man.
Medusa Pews. Red Sky, Blue Sea. I think that's what you said. I couldn't remember. Double points for none of that gay wind.
Can I be Bob a little bit longer?
Trying to get COVID ever since. High as fuck. Spreading Takis all across California.
Oh, no.
And my heart goes out to Elon Musk. Just go through it. Bob, you got a polite point.
I can't imagine I earned any other points, but go on.
You got a whelmed point. You earned the segue point. I gave you the TikTok thoughts points for pertinent information. That's thoughts, THOUHG. Fuck.
THOTS point.
You got the holy shit point, and you got Alfredo Linguini's true name.
September.
That puts Wade at a whopping 9 to Bob's 6.
Yikes.
Congratulations, Wade. This was the most dominating performance, even though you were masquerading as Bob the entire time. If I did follow the rules, Bob would be winning, and I feel like that just wouldn't be fair to your incredible and probably career-ending statements that you have made today. What do you have to say for yourself?
Do I have to give the winner's speech?
Yes.
It was a good streak, but unfortunately here I am, victorious. I gotta say, I don't know if I feel like a winner. I just hope my mommy is proud of me, because none of the rest of you will be. Back to you in the studio.
All right, checking it over to Bob with the sports.
I've had this feeling at the end of several other episodes that we've done. I still can't tell if it's a good feeling or a bad feeling. I don't like it. I'm glad I lost. Or maybe not. Anyway, I don't know what's happening. I'm scared. Can we end this?
Yes, we can. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching and listening. Be sure to follow, or I guess you could... It's the same button that unfollows, so press it whichever way you want to, and we're gonna be here again next week, unless the authorities stop us. But then we'll be broadcasting live from the Houston Evidence Room, where we will start our new weed-focused podcast, where we will all be high for every episode. Thank you, everybody, so much. See them, Mice Cream, Lord Mini 777, me, Markiplier, podcast out.